The play, Mary of Scotland, picks up the story of Mary, Queen of Scotland, upon her return to her realm, when she lands in Scotland at the port of Leith without fanfare. Here she meets loyalists like James Hepburn, Earl of Bothwell, and opponents like John Knox, the Protestant clergyman, who damns Mary as a whore of Babylon. Mary's most formidable foe remains out of sight, however. Queen Elizabeth holds up the front of royal civility, offering Mary kind words and counsel, yet privately she marks Mary as a rival and plots to take her down through intrigue and innuendo. Sparks fly between Mary and Bothwell, and he makes a play for her affections, but she lets the weight of her royal duties come between them, playing into Elizabeth's designs. Mary instead chooses a man of royal blood who could strengthen her claim to the throne of England and Scotland, Lord Darnley. Lord Darnley's petty jealousies bring further scandal to Mary's court, however, just as Elizabeth predicted. When Darnley is murdered, Mary and Bothwell come together, but their union is marred by rumors, secretly encouraged by Elizabeth, that Bothwell and Mary conspired to get rid of Darnley. Mary and Bothwell wed, and soon Scotland boils in partisan strife. In the face of revolt from the Protestant lords, Mary hangs on to her throne only through a bargain that requires Bothwell to be banished. Bothwell evades capture, and the lords betray their word, yet Mary escapes to seek asylum in England with her cousin, Queen Elizabeth. In the final scene you're about to watch, the two queens at last meet at Carlisle Castle in England.
I have seen but a poor likeness, and yet I believe this is Elizabeth.
I am Elizabeth. May we be alone together?
I had hoped to see you. When last you wrote, you were not sure.
If I've come so doubtfully in tardigrade, my dear, and break thus in upon you, it's not for lack of thinking of you. Rather, I've thought too long, perhaps, and carefully. Then at last it seemed if I saw you near, and we talked as sisters over these poor realms of ours, some light might break that we'd never see apart.
Have I been so much a problem?
Have you not? When the winds blow down the houses, and there's a running and arming of men, and a great cry of praise and blame. And the center of all this storm's a queen. She beautiful, as I see you are.
Nay.
Aye, with a Stuart mouth and the high forehead, and French ways and thoughts. Well, we must look to it. Not since that Helen we read of in dead Troy has a woman's face stood such a confluence of air and waters to beat against the bastions. I thought you taller. But truly, since that Helen, I think there's been no queen so fair to look on.
You flatter me.
It's more likely envy. You see this line drawn down between my brow? No wash or ointments, nor wearing of straight plasters in the night will take that line away. Yet, I'm not much older than you are, and had looks too once.
I had wished myself for a more regal beauty, such as yours, more fitting for a queen.
Were there not two verses in a play I remember? Brightness falls from the air, queens have died young and fair. They must die young if they die fair, my cousin. Brightness falls from them, but not from you yet. Believe me, it's envy, not flattery.
Can it be, as I've hoped? Can it be that you come to me as a friend, meaning me well?
Would you have me an enemy?
I have plenty to choose among as enemies, Elizabeth. And sometimes as your word reached out to me, through embassies entangled with men's tongues, it seemed that you've judged me harshly, even denying my right to a place beside you. But now you're here, and a woman just like myself, fearing as I do, with the little dark fears of a woman, the creeping of age on a young face. I see truer. Well, I think I see truer. And that this may be someone to whom I can reach a hand and feel a clasp and trust it. A woman's hand stronger than mine in this hour and willing to help. Oh, if that were so.
Aye.
If that were so, I would have great power to love. Let them buzz forever between us, these men with messages and lies. You'll find me still there and smiling and open-hearted, unchanging while the cussed hills wear down.
Yea, pledge not too much, my dear, for in these uncertain times it's slippery going for all of us. I, who seem now so firm in my footing, well, I know one misstep could make me a most unchancy friend. If you'd keep your place on this rolling ball, let the mountains slide and slip to the valleys. Put no hand to them, or they'll pull you after.
But does this mean that you will lend no hand to me, or I'll pull you down?
I say it, recalling how I came to my throne as you did, some 5 or 6 years before, beset as you were with angry factions, and came there young, loving truth as you did. This was many centuries since, or it seems to me. I'm so old by now in shuffling tricks and the husketeering of souls for lands and pensions. I learned to play it young, must learn it or die. It's thus, if you would rule, give up good faith, the word that goes with the heart that clings where it loves. Give these up and love where your interests lie. And should your interests change, let your love follow it quickly. This is a queen's porridge, and however little stomach she has for it, a queen must eat it.
I too, Elizabeth, have read my Machiavelli. His is a textbook, much studied in the French court. Are you serious to read me this lesson?
You have too loving a heart, I fear, and too bright a face to be a queen.
Well, that's not. It's charged against me. When I've lost so far, it's been because my people believed I was more crafty than I am. I've been traduced as a murderess and an adulteress, and nothing I could have said and nothing done would have warded the blow. What I seek now is only my freedom, so that I may return and prove in open court and before my witnesses that I am guiltless. You are the Queen of England, and I am held prisoner in England. Why am I held, and who is it that holds me here?
It was to my interest, child, to protect you, lest violence be offered a princess and set a precedent. Is there anyone in England who could hold you against my will?
Then I ask as a sovereign, speaking to you as an equal, that I be allowed to go and fight my own battles.
It would be madness.
May I not be the judge of that?
See, here is our love.
If you wish my love and my goodwill, you shall have it freely when I am free.
You will never govern, Mary. If I let you go again, there will be broils again in Scotland, dangers and ripe ones, to my peace here at home. To be fair to my own people, this must not be.
Now speak once what your will is and what is behind it. You wish me here. You wish me in prison. Have we come to that?
It's safer.
Who do you wish to rule in Scotland, if not my Stuart line?
Have I said, my dear, that I'd bar the Stuarts from Scotland, or bar your reign, if you were there and reigned there? I say only, you went the left way about it. And since it's so, and has fallen out so, were better for both our kingdoms if you remained my guest.
For how long?
Until the world is quieter.
And who will rule in my place, Elizabeth?
Why, who rules now? Your brother.
He rules by stealth.
But all this could be arranged, or so I'm told, if your son were to be crowned king and Moray made regent.
My son in Moray's hands? Moray in power?
Is there any other way?
Elizabeth, I have been here a long while already, it seems so. If it's your policy to keep me, shut me up, then I can argue no more. No, I beg now. There's one I love in the north, and you know that. And my life's there, my throne's there. My name is to be defended. And I must lie here, darkened from the news and from the sun? Lie here impaled on a brain's agony, wondering even sometimes if I were what they said of me, a carry-on thing. In my desires, can you understand this? I speak it too brokenly to be understood, but I beg you, as you are a woman and I am, and our brightness falls soon enough at best, let me go. Let me have my life once more, and my dear health of mind again, for I rot away here in my mind, in what I think of myself. Some death tinge falls over one in prisons.
It will grow worse, not better. I've known strong men shut up alone for years. It's not their hair turns white only. They sicken within and scourge themselves. If you would think like a queen, this is no place for you. The brain taints here, till all desires are alike. Be advised and sign the abdication.
Stay now a moment. I begin to glimpse behind this basilisk mask of yours. It was this you've wanted from the first.
This that I wanted?
It was you. It was you who sent Lord Throgmorton long ago when first I'd have married Bothwell. All this while, some evils touch my life at every turn to cripple what I do. And now, by now looking on you, I see it incarnate before me. It was your hand that touched me, reaching out in little ways. Here a word, there an action. This was what you wanted. I thought perhaps a star, wildly I thought it, perhaps a star might ride astray, or crone that burned an image down in wax, filling the air with curses on me and slander. The murder of Rizzio, Moray in that, and you behind Moray. The murder of Darnley, Throgmorton, behind that too. You with them in that winged scandal you threw at us when we were married. Proof, I have none, but I have felt it, would know it anywhere, in your eyes there, right there before me.
What may become a queen is to rule her kingdom. Had you ruled yours, I'd say, she has her ways, I mine. Live and let live, and a merry world for those who have it. But now, you must think this over. Sadness has touched your brain. I am no witch to charm you, make no incantations. You came here by your own road.
I see how I came. Back, each step the wrong way, and each sign followed as you'd have me go. To the skein picks up, and we stand here face to face. It was you who forced Bothwell from me. You there and always. Oh, I'm to blame in this too. I should have seen your hand.
It has not been my use to spend my time or speak much.
How could I have been mistaken in you for even an instant?
You were not mistaken. I am all women I must be. One's a young girl, young and harrowed as you are, one who could weep to see you here. And one's a bitterness at what I have lost and can never have. And one's the basilisk you saw. This lass stands guard, and I obey it. Lady, you came to Scotland a fixed and subtle enemy, more dangerous to me than you've ever known. This could not be borne. And I set myself to cull you out, and down you are.
When was I your enemy?
Your life was a threat to mine, your throne to my throne, your policy a threat.
How? Why?
It was you or I. Do you not know that? The one of us must win, and I must always win. Suppose one lad with a knife in his hand, a Romish lad who planted that knife between my shoulders. My kingdom was yours. It was too easy. You might not have wished it, but you'd take it if it came.
And you'd take my life and love to avoid this threat?
Nay, keep your life, and your love too. The lords have brought a parchment for you to sign. Sign it and live.
If I sign it, do I live where I please? Do I go free?
Nay, I would you might, but you'd go to Bothwell, and between you two you might be too much for Moray. You'll live with me in London. There are other loves, my dear. You'll find amusement there in the court. I assure you, it's better than a cell.
And if I will not sign this abdication?
You've tasted prison. Try a diet of it.
And so I will.
I can wait.
And I can wait. I can better wait than you. Bothwell will fight free again, and Kirkcaldy will fight beside him. And others will spring up from these dragon's teeth you've sown. Each week that passes, I'll be stronger and Moray weaker.
And do you fancy they'll rescue you from an English prison? I let them try it.
Even that they may do. I wait for Bothwell, and I wait for him here.
Where you will wait, bear in mind, is for me to say. Give up, Bothwell. Give up your throne if you'd have a life worth living.
I will not.
I can wait.
And will not, because you play to lose. This trespass against God's right, it will be known, Elizabeth. The nations will know it, mine and yours. They will see you as I see you, and they will pull you down.
I've studied this gambit before I play it. I will send each year this paper to you. Not signing, you will step from one cell to another. Step lower always, till you reach the last. Forgotten of men, forgotten among causes, a wraith that cries to fallen gods in another generation that's lost your name. Wait then for Bothwell's rescue. It will never come.
I may never see him?
Never. It would not be wise.
And suppose indeed you won, within our lifetime, still looking down from the heavens and up from men around us. God's spies that watch the fall of great and little, they will find you out. I'll wait for that. I'll wait longer than a life, till men and the times they unscroll you. They study the tricks you play and they laugh, as I shall laugh, being known as your better, haunted by your demon, driven to death or exile by you unjustly. Why, when all's done, it's my name I care for, my name and my heart, to keep them clean. Go ahead, win now. Take your triumph now, for I win men's hearts in the end, though the sifting takes this 100 years or even 1,000.
Child, are you gulled by what men write in histories? This or that, and never true? I am careful of my name as you are for this day and longer. It's not what happens that matters. No, not even what happens that's true, but what men believe to have happened. They will believe the worst of you and the best of me. I have seen to this. What will be said of us in after years by men to come? I control that, being who I am. It will be said of me that I governed well and wisely. But of you, cousin, your life shut through with ill loves, battened on lechery, made you an ensign of evil that men tore down and trampled. Shall I call for the Lord's parchment?
This will be said? But who will say it? It's a lie. It will be known as a lie, Elizabeth.
You lived with Bothwell before Darnley died. You and Bothwell murdered Darnley.
And that's a lie.
Your letters, my dear, your letters to Bothwell prove it. We have those letters.
Well, then they're forged and they're false, for I never wrote them.
Maybe they were forged, but will that matter, Mary, if they're believed? All history is forged.
You would do this?
It is already done.
And still, I win. A demon has no children, and you have none. Will have none, can have none, perhaps. This crooked track you've drawn me on, cover it. Let it not be believed that a woman was a fiend. Yes, cover it deep and heap my infamy over it, lest men peer and catch sight of you as you were and are. In myself, I know you to be an eater of dust. Leave me here? Yes, leave me here, and just set me lower, this year by year as you promise. To the last as an oubliette, my name inscribed on the four winds. Still, I win. I have been a woman. I have loved as a woman loves. I've lost as a woman loses. And I have borne a son, and he will rule Scotland and England. You have no heir, because a devil has no children.
By God, you shall suffer for this, but slowly.
And that I can do, because a woman can do that. Come, turn the key. I have a hell for you in mind where you will burn and feel it. Live where you like, and softly.
Once more, I ask you, and patiently, give up your throne.
No, devil. My pride is stronger than yours, and my heart beats blood, such as yours has never known. And in this dungeon, I win here alone.
Good night, then.
Aye, good night. Beaten.
You will not see your maids again, I think. It is said they bring you news from the north.
Elizabeth, I thank you for all kindness.